And the reason I'm doing this is my last warm-up live video, I was terrible. I sucked. And it was embarrassing for me. I just overthought everything. But the whole reason I was actually even doing that was I wanted to do a test of where I'm playing right now so I can compare it to myself in a week. And I was so abysmal that I couldn't even do the test really. So what I want to do today is talk about how I would actually break down something like that on that live stream and giving myself an appropriate amount of time to do that and just talk about the process of learning something brand new. So when you're not trying to film a video on top of doing a live and overthinking everything, and you want to approach a new riff, a new idea that you're working on, here's how I would actually do it. And then after this, I can film my test. So kind of jump into this with me. So Sweet Home Alabama is the riff we're looking at. So right away, the timing is the first thing I have to get down, and it's doing that 1E end, 1E end. So I got a metronome set up for 50 BPM. And what I'm going to do is just hear that 1E enda, 1E enda, 1E enda. And let's do it this way. Let's only give myself 2 beats. 2E enda, 1E enda, 2E enda, 1E enda, 2. 1E enda, 1E enda, 2E enda. Because if I don't know the rhythm, how am I supposed to expect myself to play it? And now I have a propensity, or I think a lot of people do, to rush the hammer-ons. 1E and 1E and And then one thing I noticed that I'm doing right away too is accenting that 7. So 2 different things that I'm doing wrong, which is good to point out. So let's break a couple habits at once. Let's actually play 1E and with the metronome. So 1E and 1E and. Give myself a chance to understand what that phrasing actually is versus just trying to like jump in and play it and be bad at it. And I was going to make this point earlier. This is a great way to do for your, I mean, it's Monday today. My starting warm up for the week is learning a new idea. Think about every old idea you've ever learned, and it's easy for you because at one point it was a new idea. Old ideas are just new ideas from a long time ago. So putting new tools in your belt like this hammer on and not rushing 16th notes, which should not be a new tool. All right, let's fix the problem. E and 2 E and. Now, just by doing that, I've created this nice little exercise for myself. Which is fun to play. 1E and 2E and 3E and. So I'm gonna make sure I get that down. And dude, I might get lost in this for 30 minutes before I have to go take off and teach a little bit. And if I get lost in this one little idea, I'm gonna be okay with that because I'm gonna come back to it later and have more time and fix that. But I just want to understand this aspect of playing guitar better. All right. Okay, now that I'm feeling good about it, I can actually think about not making that such an accented beat. Here's me purposely playing it wrong. Really bad. Now bringing it back. Okay, so that's actually what I'm going to try to do. Is I'm going to try to do 1, and 1 E and then the next, but without that pause in between. Really allowing myself to hear where I'm rushing with my fingers doing the hammer on. You know, a lot of times your rhythm is guided by your right hand, and all of a sudden you take that right hand away, and it's supposed to still stay in time. Hard to do. We're going to try a couple more times. But I like this exercise already of just going back and forth between 1 E and okay? So maybe I'll give myself a beat in between and work to doing it double. 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and so especially you can hear my rhythm drift a little bit. You know, and I shouldn't be lost into the worrying so much about the metronome right now, especially because 50 BPM is a little slow. You got to hear where that is. 1 E and 2. 1 E and 2. 1 E and 2. Let's do a couple more. Maybe counting it just like that. 1 E and 2 E and 1. 2 E and 1 E and 2. 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 2 E and 1 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and so I'm trying to go every other, but sometimes I get kind of lost in it. Which again is just saying like I want to have that much control as a guitarist that I could just do this exercise back and forth. And that's what these live videos are going to help me produce. Get to a point where I can on command play whatever I want. Because really the idea of this riff or this song is not, I don't give a shit about learning this song. I want to learn how to play this technique. I want to be able to play on those offbeats like that without making mistakes. And I want to be able to sight read better too. So let's try. I'm going to let this idea sit in my brain and simmer. We're going to go the next beat, which is 2 E and 3. So right away, 2, you can just see I'm struggling already because we're tying over from the measure before 1 E and oh shit. Was I playing this wrong too? I was. 1 E and Anyway, let that idea sit and play the idea correctly next time. So it's 2 E 3, 2 E 3. So same thing here. I gotta watch out for just rushing that. 2 E and 2. How am I gonna play that 7? I'm play it on the right string. Probably an up strum. Up. Thomas says, yo, how's it going? Going good, Thomas. I think that's Thomas Cobb. I'm hoping it is. Please respond if it is, Thomas. Want to know what you're playing and what you're up to. All right, so E and we're going to try that out. 1 E and 2 E and see that E and E and so I just got to spend some time going 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2. See, what I want to do is 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E. Okay, so now let's try to bring the metronome back to that. 2 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and shit. Then if I'm not counting it, 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E. 1 E and a 2 E and a. All right, so I'm getting the idea. Oh, bro, Thomas, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna look at that live video. I really wanted to do this one first, Thomas, but yes, he's the guy that commented on that Morgan Wallen tune. We will be looking at that tonight, bro. So I'm gonna work on Atomic City in a couple hours, but then I will learn that one for you. So stay tuned, Thomas. And I'd love, Thomas, for you to send me a video of what you're working on and what you're struggling with, and I'll kind of give you some feedback too. So good to see you, bro. All right. A little distracted, but it's awesome to hear from people actually like reading their text and be able to respond in real time versus like Thomas left a comment on a Morgan Wallen video that I did and, just sending texts back and forth. All right. Anyway, back to focus time. All right. So I want to put both those riffs together. All right. So now that I'm putting this whole riff together, I have to kind of think that through again. 1 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and so I'm just gonna first add in that first half of it back. Play the right 7 this time. 1 E and 2 and not great. 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and okay, so I'm gonna bring back the 1 E and 2 E. Let me sit and do that a couple times. 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and okay. 1 E and 2 E and Thomas, take your time. He's my new favorite subscriber, is Thomas. And 1 E and 2 E and 2 E. So what I'm going to try to do now is while I'm doing the metronome and I can't talk and play with it. And then I'm going to try to do the 1 E and 2. 1 E and 2, because I'm really not thinking about that tie into it. And 2 and see what I mean? Because I practice it one way, which I'm okay with, like getting into a practice groove and then being like, shit, I kind of like hurt myself of how to learn this. I got really good at putting the staccato there. Well, that's not actually how it's played, right? Now, the cool thing is that technique or that idea will come up in another song. So it's still useful that I did that. Don't love it. No, you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it because I need to learn beat 1 of how to play 1 E and then as soon as I'm done, I have to learn how to tie that together. 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4. 1 E and 2 E and so you can hear that 16th note hold that 1 E. Sorry, I got stuck with thinking about, am I doing a down strum, which makes sense. So, and do you hear me when I'm running through that? I need to not rush that. You need to practice away and get that way you practice just into your lexicon is really what I want to say. So, when you start fumbling around on the guitar and just having fun, you don't go. No, you go. It's the same. You're trying to teach yourself one way to do it, and it becomes just a normal habit of yours. Okay. two E, and there we go. Two E and one E and two E and one E and two E and one E and two E and oh shit, shouldn't have done that much of it, but two E and one E and two E and 3, 4. 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4. I'm thinking about the lessons I'm learning as I'm playing this. Also thinking about how I'm counting in my head, and that helps me out. I remember my first concert at 16. We were playing, and after we were done with the show, we asked kind of like, hey, what everyone think about that? And they're like, great. But Luke spent the whole time, I was a bass player at the time, counting 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. I was like, oh, well, it's not very rock and roll of me. And it has never been very rock and roll of me. You know, trying to teach my brain 1 E and 2 E, 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4. 1 E. Also, the metronome's not, in this instance, not very forgiving. I think in the future I might do like a 1 and 2 and 3 and, get that kind of idea. But what I do know is, like, if I suffer with the metronome over and over again, the minute I go play it with the drum beat, I'm so much tighter because I get all those other beats, that the 16th note or the 8th note of the hi-hat, 8th note in this song. I get all those extra things going on that help me. But by suffering through with just metronome and just me trying to rely on my own timing to keep time, if that makes sense, that 1 E and that keeps time for me if I behave. All right, so let's keep this riff going, otherwise it's gonna be a 3-hour video of me trying to get this down. 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4. 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4. 4. 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3, 4. Shit. 1 E and 2. What I was trying to do, and I thought maybe I could pull it off, or maybe I'll fumble, and I fumbled. I was trying to get into that pattern of... Again, I'm making this an exercise. It's a great song. It's a great riff. I like it because it's utilizing a lot of different finger techniques and a lot of stuff going on. That's my goal. That's what I'm going to try for, because the minute I can start doing that, I mean, the whole riff is actually just going to be stupid simple after this. I say that, but, I'll fuck it up. All right. I got like 5 more minutes. Let's just keep doing what we're doing because I'm enjoying it. And again, I've taken this very simple idea, this very simple riff, and I've just about done a 20-minute warm-up on this. That's getting my brain excited. It's getting some dopamine in there. I heard from Thomas, big fan of his. And I'm having fun with the warm-up. These other warm-ups I've been doing are great. They're the same idea. It's almost like a pre-warm-up to your warm-up. This is actually getting me excited and engaged in a different way. So it's just something to think about in your own warm-ups. If you can take something instead of just trotting along and like, all right, here's my 5 minutes, my 5 minutes, my 5 minutes. Well, now instead I'm doing something that's fun and I don't want to quit. And 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. As soon as I come back, I want to rush those 16th notes. So it's just a good habit to get out of. 1 E and a 2 E. So I'm going to try to play everything as a picked note. E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2. Let's figure out what that would be, and then I will make this my warm up. So I mean, I'm not going to fix that slide thing, but my kind of idea is by making these all just single notes, single pick notes, I should say. Then right over top, as soon as I get, like, I own that rhythm now. Ba da 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 da. And it's fun to play if you play it right. Now all of a sudden I go. See, it's teaching me what I can do and what I can't do in that space, that time. When the left hand's in charge, it doesn't do as good. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2. Gotta not do that little walk down idea. And 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a 1 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 E and a 2. All right, so I'm having a lot of fun with this, but I'm running out of time, so I need to go. You keep working on this if you want to. If anyone's even watching, Thomas, it'd be a good exercise for you to do. I have some other videos to shoot tonight, but tomorrow I'm going to pick up where I just left off. Because the thing is, it's so easy to just learn new thing, and some of that's good, and it's so good to be focused on this for 3 hours. But I don't need to practice for 3 hours. That's not the ambition. It's not the goal. It's a warm up. 25, 30 minutes, getting your hands and brain chemicals flowing, and then move on to what you actually want to work on. Sometimes I get stuck in this, and I'm glad it was 20 some minutes long, but I'm done now. Time to move on. All right, you guys have a good day.